They're part of the fabric of Massachusetts. Our state is home to nearly 500,000 Asian Americans. But 2021 has presented all of us with a cruel reminder of what many of them face on a regular basis: hate. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's not.
A friend of mine was targeted and his car was painted with racist graffiti. Not once, twice.
My tires were slashed.
These people agreed to share their experiences with us about living in Massachusetts.
When the pandemic first started, I went to Lowe's, and then there was a man who came to me. He was like, next time there's a virus, just let us know ahead of time.
People just look at us, say, okay, give you a label, Asian.
And we heard that many times, go back to your country.
We took an in-depth look at the data, analyzing more than 2,000 hate crimes reported from around the state, finding nearly 100 incidents targeting people of Asian or Pacific Islander descent during a 6-year period. They're happening all over eastern Massachusetts, where the state's Asian population mostly lives. They're coded by the type of offense and include intimidation, simple assault, or aggravated assault. Behind the numbers, you'll find hate and rage, including unprovoked attacks by strangers. While waiting for a bus, she looked up from her phone and she was punched in the face. Walking on a crosswalk, he called her an expletive and spit on her arm and said, "Go eat some rice." In a restaurant, a person targeting Asian customers shouting racially motivated obscenities such as expletive Koreans. And in a nail salon, someone called her an ungrateful expletive for what Vietnam vets did for her. And there's this graffiti on a middle school wall. Disturbing stories, but only a fraction of what's really happening, according to Attorney General Maura Healey.
You know, it's sad to me because I know, Mike, that there are incidents of hate and hate crimes happening around our state, probably on a daily basis. But we receive too few reports of those hate crimes.
Healey is pushing for legislative changes on the state and federal level.
Number one, we need to make sure that our laws are clear. I filed legislation here in Massachusetts to make really clear definitions of what is a hate crime, to make it easier for police and prosecutors to bring these cases. And then we need to monitor the trends and have better data. And that's why I support the federal no hate legislation that's currently pending.
The state data we reviewed showed no hate crimes against Asian Americans in Lowell and only one in Lynn from 2014 to 2019, two communities with some of the larger Asian populations in the state. Do those numbers make sense?
No, and this is part of the problem, right? Because surely there are hate incidents happening in those communities as they're happening across the Commonwealth.
Sanjay Cole is vice president of the World Hindu Council of America and a first-generation Indian American.
The reason may be that the Asian Americans may be reluctant to contact law enforcement for a variety of reasons that can include language or cultural barriers, distrust of police, or just a fear of repercussion.
We asked the group about the renewed focus aimed at giving Asian Americans a voice and the respect they deserve.
I'm not really very hopeful. I'm quite cynical about all of this because underneath that is still the language of hate.
Any discrimination or hate will not go away overnight. There has to be a systematic change.
I think it's time for people to educate themselves, widen their horizon, and learn about other countries, other people, other cultures, and be more welcoming and more accommodating.
Official data for 2020 isn't in yet, but one report says Boston has experienced a dramatic increase in anti-Asian hate crimes. The Attorney General has a hate crime hotline, and she's urging people to contact her office to report any incidents of hate. You can also call your local police department. Mike Bodette, 5 Investigates.
Next, the local history of Asian Americans. Some arrived centuries ago, others are new immigrants by choice.
There's no one story for Asian Americans in Massachusetts.
The bonds they've formed throughout Massachusetts communities.
And conversations across generations, how bias has impacted life stories.
I came here on my own with a tag on my lapel that says Boston, Massachusetts.
My story is not unique. They're valid, and their emotions and their story are truth.